Hi, it's Chronicles of 1900 again, and welcome to another episode with Abraham Sunday here. So today I'm going to talk about part of what I said last week. In case you haven't watched last week, I talked about innovator visa. You can apply for innovator visa. So today I'm going to talk about how you can start a business and get sponsored. I did post something online. Somebody asked me if it was real or it was fake. No, it's not fake. I don't give information that are not genuine. And all information I'm passing, they are via the guidance. However, I still encourage you to seek advice from immigration advisor if your situations are quite complex or you're not sure if you're in the right place. So what I'm going to talk about today is how do you get sponsored as a business owner? Now, according to the UK guidance, and if you talk about guidance, I'm talking about looking at the requirement for you to be sponsored as a director of a company. There are some directors of companies in the UK that can be sponsored, which means that they are either classified as high skilled worker or middle level skilled worker, which means that their roles can be sponsored. So the question is, how do I find myself in that position? You might have a business. Maybe you sell gadgets, or maybe you sell cars, or maybe you have a restaurant, or you do some cooking at home, or maybe you have a barbing salon, or probably you know how to barb hair. There are different things that you can do, or you might have been doing a side hustle, like we normally call it, but you haven't seen yourself to be in that position, but this is a full-blown business. So the question is, how do I turn this business into something that I can use to sponsor myself? Remember, I'm not talking about you employing people. I'm talking about you being a director of the company. So there are roles that are classified as skilled worker role for a proprietor of a business or a director of a business. Now, how can you do this? If you have a business that is running already, what you need to look at is, okay, can I justify that there is a role, right, that my company requires that is within the maybe high skilled worker requirement, which means that according to the gov.uk guidance, when you look at the list of skilled workers roles that are available for sponsorship, that this role can be justified as a role that is required in the business. It could be HR director, it could be finance director, right? Those are roles that are in there. So the question is, if you have a business and you can justify that that role is required, then you can apply for sponsorship, right, for that business as a justification for that role, to say this role needs to be filled, and the person that needs this sponsorship is the director of the business. That is it. What I'm saying to you is things that I've done. I've done it for people. Just this week, one of the testimonies we had is that I was able to apply for a company for slots for their COS because they needed somebody, although they had the sponsorship before, but they weren't using it. Okay, so I had to apply for them to be able to justify why that role is required. Looking at what the person was doing and what they require of the person, I was able to help them to apply for the role. And I didn't apply for the role for just one person, I applied for 3 people, and the 3 were granted. So just this week, I was able to help them to assign the COS for the employee. Now, what I'm saying to you is practical. There are things that you can do. They are not fluke. If you want to know more about them, I'm going to drop link on the video today, where you have list of skilled worker roles, right, that can be sponsored. The question is, do you have a business at the moment, or you don't have a business? I do tell people, you can't be jumping from one COS to the other. You are just living your lives in people's hand. Why don't you take responsibility for once? Why don't you just try and say, okay, you know what, I do this business. Or maybe you are the one sponsored, your wife is the business person. Why don't you start a business, right? Part of what I do for people, I'm still doing that even as of this week, is consultation. Understand where you are, what kind of business can you do? Why don't you start up a business? You have some maybe post-study graduate visa, or maybe you are a dependent and you have been going through the cycle of COS, curtailing sponsorship from a licensed sponsor, and you're tired of the whole rigmarole. Why don't you just think about something else? Why don't you just start a business? Why don't you just go into, okay, what do you like doing? Business is about passion, it's about interest. So I encourage people, start something different, right? Start a business, ensure it's innovative. If you want to apply for innovator visa, like I talked about last week, if you don't want to apply for innovator visa because the business is not really innovative, but you have seen a gap in the industry, probably you live in a place where there's no African restaurant, or there's no African grocery stores, or maybe there's no Asian grocery stores in there, or maybe there's a part of a kind of food that you can import from your company, from your country, that are not in the country, and you want to start selling them. Why do you think about the gap and explore the gap? These are the things that I do for people. Let's understand the gap. Let's be able to put something together to be able to justify that this business can survive. We do the pessimistic forecast, we do the realistic forecast, we do the business plan, we do the business case, we review it together. Is it what you want to do? We set up the business. As soon as we set up the business, get some money into the business, get a place for the business. If you want to have office, use shared office space. If you want to have a shop, go get a shop. And then we start a business. And then lo and behold, before you know it, you can apply for sponsorship. There's no rule that says if you start a business today, you can't apply for sponsorship today. And there's no rule that says if your business has been functioning for the past 5 years, you can apply for sponsorship. It's about justification. And the justification, they are not rocket science. There are things that are on the guidance. What I do is I read the guidance, I tell you what is applicable and what is available to you. And if you're happy, and then we apply for it and we get the result. So what are you waiting for? I'm charging you, I'm telling you, if you need help, reach out to me, reach out to you. It's a service that we offer, but you don't need to come to us. You can go out there, you can see some other people that can help you. You can even do it yourself. So, but don't sit down and wait. Start a business if you don't have a business. And if you have a business, look at how you can use your business to sponsor yourself so you can get out of the cycle of CUS and sponsorship and the likes. I hope this video has blessed you, and I'm trusting God that you will be able to sleep and have a vision for something for your life as well. My name is Abraham Sunday, and it's Chronicles of 1900. And all I'm doing here is giving you information, inspiring you and motivating you to do more for yourself and for your life. Until I see you again next week, like, share, comment, and please don't forget, if you have any issue or you think you need a service, reach out to me. I will be able to help you. Thank you very much and have a good one. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well.